Now, I am going to move the call forward and introduce our coach speaker today because I'm excited she's here. She is a 6-star diamond coach who has achieved elite status twice. So she's a 2-time elite coach. And get this, she has spent 50 months in Success Club. That means 50 consecutive months in a row. She has helped at least 3 people a month achieve their goals, and she's hit Success Club. She has her team is called Radiant Tribe. I love that name. And she's from Middletown, Delaware. Please welcome Patrice Buller. Hi, Patrice.
Hi.
It is so good to see you here. I'm very excited that you're here. I'm going to step out of the way and let people know, when was the turning point for your business? Kind of like a wake-up call in your business.
All right. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. So before Beachbody, I was a newly postpartum mom. I'd had 2 babies in 2 years, and I was struggling in my own personal health and fitness journey. I'm a personal trainer, so I knew what to do, but I was just doing random YouTube videos here and there. There was no structure or accountability, and I was just struggling to stay committed. If the baby would cry, I would press pause and sometimes not press play again. So I came across my coach who was sharing so beautifully on Instagram about her faith and her fitness and how she was earning an income serving other people. And I was like, I don't know what this coach sneak peek is, but I have to learn more. So I went to the sneak peek and I learned that I could be right where I was on my postpartum journey, far away from where I was before I got pregnant, and I could share my journey to encourage the people who needed to see me on my journey. I also learned that my passion for total and holistic wellness did not have to be within the 4 walls of a gym. So I signed up and I went all in. I created the community that I was craving and didn't even know was missing. Just a safe space for women to come together and share their struggles and their successes. And we just encourage each other and lift each other up. And so that was a blessing to me. They encouraged me just as much as I was encouraging them. So I loved having my client community. But I also really knew that I wanted to build a team, because I knew that if I were going to grow this business the way God was calling me to, which was honoring Him and prioritizing my family, I couldn't do it by myself. Like, my heart wants to change the world, but realistically, I couldn't help everyone. But if I could slowly build a team and I helped a few people and they helped a few people, we could have so much impact without it being just on me. So when you talk about that wake up moment, I have a couple that are really fresh on my mind. One was in August. I was actually in the hospital on bed rest for a month, away from my family, fighting for my identical twin girls. And another moment not long after that, in September, I remember sitting in between both of their isolettes or incubators. They were born 11 weeks early, and one of them is now in heaven. And I just remember being so incredibly thankful for my team. They rallied together and kept things going so that I could be present where I needed to be present, which was with my family. And it was then that firsthand I realized why building a team is so important. They carried me, like literally carried me. And, that team started with my first 2 coaches. So when I started coaching 4 years ago, my first 2 coaches were not business builders. One of them was my husband, and the other was a client of mine, a personal training client who was working out and doing that, but she was really, really she was struggling in her nutrition and she needed Shakeology. So she started drinking Shakeology, loved it, wanted to save a little bit of money every month. So she joined with the coach discount, and boom, I was an Emerald coach. Those were my first 2 coaches. And Alana's onto something with the 2 pounds at a time, because when we get fixated on how far we have to go, that can be just defeating, and overwhelming and paralyze us. But if we could start small, focus on the small and that pound or 2 at a time, it's empowering to keep going. Same thing with growing our team. We don't have to get fixated on how far, we need to go. It's just starting small, one conversation at a time, getting those first couple of coaches and then building from there.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Patrice. Something that you said that I wanted to I wanted to share with the group because you said what you wanted to achieve, you couldn't do it alone. That's when you realized that you wanted to build a team. And sometimes people don't know when they should build a team or when they want to remain alone in this business. But I love this topic because a team can just be two people, right? I
Yeah,
mean, a team can just be two coaches.
exactly.
So, this topic about how you signed up your first two coaches, I want it to just let you go now. So, take it away.
Yeah. So I noticed my new coaches getting really overwhelmed, and that was so sad for me because this business really is simple. But I think as a new coach, it's easy to think you have to have it all together to, to invite people to join your team. But that's not the case at all. So I want my new coaches to know they can start adding to their team right away. They can start building their team right away and having those conversations and be excited about doing that. In the same way, when we join as a coach, it's just grabbing the person right behind us and saying, hey, come get fit with me. It's the same thing when we're building a team. We're just grabbing the person right behind us and saying, come coach with me. So I remember 4 years ago when I, joined my first group, and I went all in with Core de Force. That was my first program back when we had to get the DVDs. So I had Core de Force and Shakeology, and the community was just amazing to me. I'm a team girl. I played sports all the way through college. And so it allowed me to thrive in my own health and fitness journey. And I lost 10 pounds, that first month by really leaning all into all of those areas. And it changed my life. So I could not help but to tell anybody and everybody who would listen. Literally, my mom was in my first challenge group and her friends. And, I just wanted everybody to experience what I was experiencing. And so when it comes to our fitness journey, I think we're comfortable sharing maybe about that and inviting to a challenge group. But with coaching, we start playing the I'm not game, right? Well, I'm not where this coach is, so who's going to want to join me? Or I'm not here. And we overcomplicate building a team. But it's less of let me lead you and more of, let's start from scratch together. I don't think you have to fake it until you make it. It's just being honest. Hey, I just joined as a coach and I am so excited for this reason. And I couldn't think of, anybody else that I wanted to join me. I thought about you and I would love to build this together, right? It's not about having the perfect wording because you can't say the right thing to the wrong person or the wrong thing to the right person. It's about just starting one conversation at a time. So a few things that were helpful for me when it came to, trying to find my first couple of coaches. I have 3 things for you. The first one is start having those coaching conversations right away. Scary, I know, but it doesn't have to be. I'm going to share a few different areas where you can have those conversations. The first one is in your wellness group, your client community, your challenge group, right? Rockstar clients make rockstar coaches because we don't have to try to convince them that Beachbody works. They already know it because they're living it out themselves. So I like to have coach grooming tasks in my wellness community to really encourage that coaching behavior. An example is, share a motivational quote or a scripture that encouraged your heart this week and encourage somebody else. And so everybody posts, below and they're encouraging each other. And that's what we do as coaches, right? We encourage and lift people up. I also like to send them out to their social media, go share your sweaty selfie, get out of your comfort zone to encourage somebody else and to inspire someone else. And then when they do and they tag me, I share that and love on them. That's what we do as coaches. We get out of our comfort zone, we get vulnerable, and we share our journey to encourage other people. Some other examples are sharing these podcasts, Team Beachbody podcasts, into your wellness community. There's so many inspiring stories of people who were right where they are. How encouraging is that? And it's guaranteed to resonate with somebody. Also, when our challengers join as coaches, not just shouting that out in our team pages, but in our client groups, because again, they were once right where they are. So they took that next step, and how cool to see, wait, if they can do it, I can do it too. So the first one is in our wellness communities. Another place to have these coaching conversations is face-to-face. We tend to rely so heavily on social media, but we forget that we're not virtual beings and we have lives and relationships and connections outside of social media. The original, Team Beachbody coaches didn't have social media as we know it today. So they had to do what? Get face-to-face with people, get on the phone and, word of mouth, referrals. they didn't just rely on social media, and we don't have to either. There's so many different ways, to have these connections and conversations. So an example could be hosting a recipe or a cooking night where you have people over your house and you make a fixate or a to be mindset recipe, or a workout where people come over to work out, and the kids are running around playing and you press play on Let's Get Up and dance it out and have a fun time. So it could be Beachbody related or not Beachbody related at all, like a book club, but just anything that helps us open our eyes and remember that there's people right there in front of us as you're doing life with people and you're sharing about your lives. Coaching's going to come up, right? And if you're excited about it, it's just going to ooze out. You're going to be able to plant those seeds, while you're making those connections. Then there is social media. So social media allows us to connect with people that we may not have been able to connect with outside of that. So I like to think, what grabbed me that my coach was sharing about? Because if it grabbed me, it will probably grab my people. So constantly sprinkling in how big of a blessing coaching is to my life, sprinkling that into my stories and my posts. And that's going to look different for every coach, right? It doesn't have to be this massive income or this large team. What is it that coaching has done for you? Write it out. Make a list of that. Did it give you community and friendship when you were feeling isolated and struggling? Did it give you simple and sustainable tools to really help you live healthy for the first time ever? Those things are amazing. Share about that. Did you make any kind of, a sale? Did you help anyone? That income, no matter how small you think it is, could be what the person that's listening and watching you needs. And so we have to share about those things. I love sharing anything that my team's doing, whether we're together or virtually, but, our sip and sweats or our team calls, our Bible studies that we do together, game nights, anything. I love any opportunity to just share the blessing that can come from this community because so many people need that. We also have to remember when we're sharing about the blessings of Beachbody to keep review of compliance guidelines and disclaimers to make sure I put that in there. So the first is start having those conversations right away. The second is always having something to invite to. So this could be your own group or adding to your uplines group. Or if you don't have an active upline, there are so many tools and resources available to us through this page and the Beachbody Champions page, our back office, endless tools. Also, this is a coach page. We're all coaches in here. So how cool that you could skim through these comments and creep on a couple coaches and find success partners. I like to call them purpose partners because it helps me fight to keep purpose in front of me instead of getting caught up in chasing success. But these are accountability partners for your business. Just like we have accountability in our fitness, which is so important, we also need it in our business as well. So these people are going to come alongside of you, when you don't feel like working your business or when you're in a challenging season, and remind you of your why and encourage you to just give, your best, even if it's just a little bit each day versus completely throwing in the towel. But they can come alongside of you, encourage you and lift you up and, keep you going. They don't have to be on your direct team, just really any coach that wants to work the business. You share goals and hold each other accountable. So you could run, groups with your success partners or your purpose partners. But always having something to invite to, whether it's a free group or a challenge group, a coach info group. If we don't have anything to invite to and we sit down to do our business activity tracker and it says to invite, we're probably going to want to skip that section. And we shouldn't do that. Inviting is so important. So just always having something to share with people about. I find it helpful for me to always have a, focus or a theme that I'm really excited about, as well as a program that really pumps me up. Let's Get Up is that program for me right now. Anybody else doing Let's Get Up? I was asked to be in the coach test group, and it just relit a fire for my own fitness and my business that I didn't even know I needed, in the season of navigating grief. It's a tough season. And so to know that I can press play on a workout that's going to just infuse joy into my day, that overflows into the people that are watching me. And so be excited, about what program you're doing, what you have going on, because that excitement is going to excite other people. And if you're not excited, how are they going to be? I remember my very first coach sneak peek. I was in Florida on vacation, and I saw somebody post about how you can work this business from anywhere, and that resonated with me. So I wanted to do the same thing. So I was on vacation, My husband came back home because he had to get back to work. So I'm there with my, at the time, 2-year-old and 6-month-old. And I had never gone live before. I was a brand new coach. But again, I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this business the way I feel God's calling me to, I have to grow a team so we can do this together. And so I had my friends watching my kids. At the time, they knew nothing about babies. And so I'm out on the patio getting ready to go live, like practically shaking. And I go live and I'm talking, and then the baby starts screaming, like, I need my mom right now, screaming. So I go inside and calm him down, and I was mortified. I was like, nobody's going to join me. I came back out and I started scrolling through the comments, and there were so many moms that were listening in, and they were like, oh my goodness, that's me, or that would be my kid, or, I can see myself where you are. If you can do it, I can do it. So one of the moms that ended up signing up that night, she became my very first diamond, which was amazing. But people want to see you right where you are as you cast that vision for where you're going in the future and what this business has to offer us. The third thing is, don't make decisions for people. The coaching gift can meet so many people in so many different ways, whether it's community and accountability or health or income. 2020 was really hard on a lot of people, and people need this now more than ever. But it's not our job to decide whether it's right for them or not. We just ask. And if they say yes, awesome, you have a new coach on your team. If they say no, that's okay. It maybe is a right now, and that's why following up is so important. But you're no worse off than before you ask them and you got some practice in, right? So I always like to tell, my coaches and even my clients that our job is faithfulness. God's job is the fruit. And what a freeing mindset to have. We just get to share. Yes, we get to. We don't have to. It's not a burden. This is a blessing and a gift, and we get to share it with people, and they get to decide if it's a good fit for them or not. I got a message from a new coach recently, a video message. She was like in tears and just thanking me so much for sharing this gift with her. She had been a 2B Mindset client on and off. She would have a baby and then do the 2B Mindset for a little bit. She knew it worked, but she just could not stay committed. She had so many just unhealthy mindset, and unhealthy eating patterns that she'd had her whole life. She just couldn't break free. And so she joined after her 4th baby, and she did Muscle Burns Fat 3-week program, and she committed it. She started and committed it, and she just could not believe it. She was so excited. And I was like, you have to tell your story. So many people are right where you are. They need to hear this. You're going to miss it. And she was like, there's no way. Nobody wants to hear my story. People want to hear you. And I'm like, no, your people need to hear you. So I invited her to a coach sneak peek. She joined the sneak peek, decided to say yes. She was terrified to ask her husband, but he was all about it. He's like, I've seen how it's changed you. I'm all in. I want to support you. And so she said yes. She had 5 people that joined her first month. One of them was her very best friend. She just was supporting her. She's like, I will support you. I'm so excited, but I'm going to cancel the first month. Well, thanks to the CEO codes, her best friend turned around and, helped 2 people that month also. And so they both got recognized at Emeralds on the very same day. How amazing. And I could have been the one to rob her of that. So be the reason why people join you, not the reason why they don't.
Oh my gosh, there's so much there that I was highlighting. Like, I love the purpose partner. And I think a lot of people were commenting that that's such a great term. It's not just a success partner, partners with purpose. And then I also like that you were in a test group. And I keep telling people, pretend you're in a test group. Pretend like you're reviewing the product for the first time for the company.
Yep.
So I want to say thank you so much. You are so poised and professional when you're talking. Tell me a little bit about what has been a key factor in your success these last few years.
So I spent the first probably year and a half just chasing the wrong things. And I almost forgot why we do this business in the first place, which is to serve other people. I was feeling overwhelmed and burned out from, chasing recognition. And I felt like I was losing myself trying to hit goals. And it's not that goals are bad. Goals are good, and vision and direction, we need that so we know where we're going, but it can't determine our worth or our value. And so the high achiever in me was just, really just working really hard, pushing really hard. And I feel like it wasn't duplicatable, and it definitely wasn't the message that I wanted to send, my family and my coaches, or even my future coaches that were watching me. And so knew I needed a different way, and that it wouldn't just happen on its own. I needed to make some changes. So I leaned into faith-based personal development. And that just really helped me to still work hard, but to focus on what mattered most. Lead Like Jesus by Ken Blanchard was very instrumental in really helping me develop a leadership style that lined up with my values. I also found coach purpose partners who I gave them the space to hold me accountable outside of the business, like how much time I was unplugging and spending with my family, and making sure I was sticking to my business hours. And that was it just so amazing for me. I love this business so much. I could literally work it all day long. So I have to be proactive about establishing and protecting boundaries so that me and my team are here for the long haul. I'd rather be us be steadfast than fast. And so things like having phone-free zones and unplugging from social media and the business on the weekends just really keep us refreshed and showing up every day with joy. So build well, focus on those daily habits, and the rest will come.
Such good advice. And thank you for sharing, just personal moments where you lost track of what this business was about. I so appreciate you, Patrice. Thank you so much for joining us today. I want to move the call forward because Kevin Shaw is back with 5 minutes of training that you will absolutely love. Thank you so much, Kay Shaw. Take us out.
You bet, Sandy. Thank you. And Patrice did such a great job. You know what I loved about her presentation, her little speech there? She wasn't weird about it. She's not weird about the business. It's just part of who she is, and it just comes naturally to her. So, guys, don't be weird about it. Okay, let's talk about what's happening in exactly 1 week from today. You may or may not know this, but our good friendly program, 9-week Control Freak, launches to the BOD member library in 1 week. So a week from today, all of your BOD member library friends, coaches and customers who did not get VIP or early access will have access to this. And to them, it is launch day, which means to you, you probably should have something to invite them to keep them accountable and to be purposeful with them. So I'm going to share my screen, and I hope I share the right one. So here we go. So if you have never put together a BOD group, first of all, don't be weird about it. Second of all, it's very easy to do because it's just a platform where you can hold people accountable. These people are going to have access to 9-week Control Freak. They need to start logging their workouts. They need to start logging their shakes. And even though they're not interested maybe in coaching right now, if you can help them get results, if you can help them get a transformation, they'll then want to share that with their friends and family in a natural way. They won't be weird about it. I don't know why that's the theme of my day. Here we go. So you need to have something to hold them accountable to, and that is the platform BOD Group. So what you need to do is come here to BOD Groups, beachbodyondemand.com. This is a place where they come in, where you come in to do your workouts. One of the tabs up here says BOD Groups. You click on Start a Group, and then you pretty much click the same thing again, get started, and then you're ready to go. So we don't have a past group to invite from. We don't need to copy any of them. So I'm going to do a 9-week Control Freak themed BOD group. Okay. So I'm going to select that. I want this to start on Monday because that is when they have access to it. It is 9 weeks later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. Somewhere around here. Okay. We're going to have this be in English because I speak English, and we're going to the people you invite to privately, people you invite plus your customers and leads. Let's do that one today. I haven't done that one for a while. And down here, you can select whether you want Carl and the Beachbody Super Trainers to allow posts into your group. It's up to you. Today, I'm going to say yes to that. Click on Next. And then the next thing you need to do is title your group. So we're going to say this the 9-week accountability group. Something like that. Group. Okay, and you can upload your own image if you want. If not, you can select any of these fun ones down here below. That one right there looks great. So if you can have an intro video, so when people come to this to describe your group, you can, instead of text, you can have a video for them to watch. You can film that on Zoom and upload it to here. Just hit the record button, that's fine. Or you can just simply describe the group. I'm going to describe the group. Man, I cannot spell group today. Okay, and then, so this is what they'll see in their email invite that you send them. Click on next. I do want them obviously to have Beachbody On Demand. They should have that because they are BOD member library members. They need Shakeology, and we're going to click next. You can show up to 3 testimonials. You can choose any of these fun things before. I'm just going to select the first 3 that I see. Come down here to next. And now our group is ready to preview. I want to make sure it looks good. Here's the thing what I chose, 9-week accountability group. Yep. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now send this to people who did not have access to the VIP early access for 9-week Control Freak. This is a great opportunity, once again, to get them involved, get them part of the community, because as you guys know, it's not just fitness, it's not just nutrition, but it's fitness, nutrition, and accountability, that peer support that really makes this the total solution. So what I'm going to do now is, either because they're part of my coach office, I can invite them from my coach office management tool if I want, or I can send them, I can enter in their email address here, or I can share this link with them. So all you have to do is click on this link, copy and share it, and then I send it to them and they are good to go. It's as easy as that. I would start hyping up this. I would start getting, that the week leading up to, maybe get them started on a 3-day refresh, get them ready to go, get them excited. And then next Monday, when 9-week Control Freak launches for them, make this a phenomenal 9-week group that hopefully gets them excited and gets them a transformation that they want to share with others. So that's what we have going on, guys. It is so much fun to run BOD groups. It's not a scary thing. It's a empowering thing, because you're helping them reach their goals. So next week, guys, jump on here again on the National Wake Up Call. But for now, head on over to the Champions page to see if you want any fun prizes for the Take Action Challenge promotion. Guys, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.